played very well early. Got the tempo of the game, the first drives of the game, played very well, and got good momentum in the football game. Have a very good football team. I thought our kids played hard. I did not think, we didn't play as well as we wanted to. Our kids battled, we played, we competed in the game. We had some opportunities in the game on offense, on defense, and in special teams to make some plays, and we were 3 or 4 or 5 plays short, and that's what it comes down to when you play really good teams. We have to play better, and that all starts with me. And that all starts with me as a coach, to coach them better, put them in a better position to do those things, and that's a responsibility that's on me. I'll get them right. They're playing hard. We got to get them to play a little better in critical moments and make some critical plays, and we had some opportunities on offense, defense, and special teams to do it. And when we got momentum late, gave up a drive, had some chances offensively in the first, and we move it, get and jump off. We jump off sides on the one. Had some opportunities in the first half. Just miss a throw, have a little drop here and there. Just miss a block. Have some situations we got to get to running the ball better. We got to get the running game going. That's for sure. We didn't get that going. And then the critical play in the second half too was we had a turnover. That was one turnover in the game. We had a big run, and that really changed the momentum of the game back. And what we did right there, but our kids battled back, gave us a chance, and we had a chance to coming down at the end. Wish we could have got to stop it, which we needed. But we have to look at ourselves in all 3 phases, and we do as a coach, make sure we're coaching the right things, doing the right things, putting these kids in the right position, and doing that. And that starts with us and my staff, and that goes on me. So we'll get better, heal up, get ready to go play. And like I said, there's a lot of football left. You can't feel sorry for yourself. Make the mistakes on this, move on, get ready to play Arkansas, and hopefully get better here, and then get on off week and get better and go play. We don't have a bad football team. We just got to play better, and I got to get that play better. That's my job. Questions?
Third row on the right, Brent.
You touched on it, but 56 yards on the ground, and quite a few of those in the last quarter. How do you get your running game going?
Well, I'm going to have to look at and evaluate. We have to look and evaluate why we were stopped and look, and we had some momentum things. In the second half, we got behind, had to throw after we thought we had some adjustments made the second half on. We had the first run and got it popped, and we got it. But then when they got up 3 scores, it changed our momentum of, trying to get it going. And we have to look at that. We'll evaluate it, and then we'll go, and when we got to do a better job. Got to do a better job of that.
Right side front, Gabe.
Just a little bit more on the start of each half. You didn't get the field goal there, and then you let
and we missed 2 field goals. We had 2 field goals missed too. Yet
how tough was the start of each half?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How tough was the start of each half there?
It was very tough. They get a first drive, and we bust the coverage, and they hit a reverse and get it down in there, and then we have a nice drive. And I still think we had a chance on that 3rd down, but we have a nice field goal. And he's, that's well within his range, and he can make it. And we'll put him up there again. He's been kicking the ball extremely well, and we just missed one. And then come out the second half, and still 14-3. So you're still in nice shape. You pop a 12-yard run. You think you got some adjustments. We made some adjustments at halftime. We thought in that, and then got a turnover. And then you get behind. Right after that, again, we know sudden change. Wish we could have got a stop, but we didn't, and they get points. And so then you're behind, and it changes the dynamic of the game, and we competed through it. But but they're good up front. We knew that going in. They have a very good front, probably as good a front as we'll play. I don't there's some other good ones out there, but that's a really good front, and we got to play better and get that fixed. We didn't start the halves very well, and that's something we try to take a lot of pride in. What we're doing. Hopefully, we could have got that first down finishing off the second half. We had a chance right there in the first half, try to get some points there, and we had a missed field goal there. We got that back at least. We had a chance for a field goal there to take some things. But, we just got to keep working. The guys, they didn't mess up because they wanted to. We got to do a better job coaching.
Left, 4th row, Justin.
Coach, we hear a lot about complementary football. You get the touchdown there to make it 21-10.
You're exactly right.
You need defense to make you stop, and then they go down the field, coach, and score another touchdown. So how do you kind of get better at playing more complementary football?
Well, you just got to make them aware. And it's not they don't want to, but that team over there is going to raise their game. You got to raise your game. You got to make stops. And you can't go out there trying. I think you can't go try too hard. I'm not saying I'm saying it for our team in general. You got to go do your job, no matter what the situation, and play it. And you got to explain it to them. We try to work a lot. We work a ton of situations. We work sudden changes, and they were better at it today than we were. And that's a very big part. You're exactly right, because it's momentum. If you get a stop there, the momentum swings are back. You got a whole quarter. You got plenty of time. Just got to do a better job. And like I say, they made the plays today in critical moments.
Down front right, Travis.
In the run game, what went in the decision to go with Cabote to start and lean kind of heavy on him? And then is there an update on Ronnie Elam? I don't think I saw him.
Cabote, Spiller's is a great player. He's a young freshman. Putting that burden on him to start and do that. We're playing and giving him just as many carries and Cabote. But Cabote's an older guy, been through those trials and tribulations, and Spiller's going to play it. He's a ton of, we love him. He's a great player. We're going to feed him the ball, do the things he had to do. But he's a young guy. He's evolving, and we didn't want to overload that scenario. But they were going to play equal amount of time. So really, it's like who starts doesn't matter. So we give the experience to the starter. Elam, he wasn't available today. He just wasn't available for the day.
Questions to the left, Olin, third row.
Coach, how do you feel like y'all did in terms of trying to deal with Bo Nix and his inexperience and things like that?
Well, I mean, we never put him in a situation where he had to depend on throwing the football and doing things as a quarterback. I mean, they did at the end, but they were able to run the ball, stay in the, as I call the RPO game, the little nickel and dime throws that kept a lot of pressure, and he scrambled and did a good job. And he pulled the ball and ran with his legs very good in the game. What did he throw for? I'm trying to think. But he was 12 for 20, but 12 for 20, 100 yards, didn't make any mistakes. But that's what I said, we let them get the lead and never put the pressure where you could get them into having to throw the football and put that pressure on. So Bo did a good job, and they did a good job of getting ahead of us and keeping the momentum of the game.
Right side, Gabe, and then Shahan.
Kind of got a two-parter. First
Yes,
part
sir.
is, what was the reason for not playing Anais until the end? But then the second part, just Mon, when maybe he felt like he had to do a lot on his own without the run game. How do you feel like he played?
Well, I think he played well, and then I think he'll tell you he had some plays early in the game he wish he could have had back. You know what I'm saying? In situations, but we weren't blocking as well. But he kept battling, he kept us in there, and found a way for us to do it. And that's one of the things Kellen can do with his legs and his arm. And I'm very proud of the way he competes. The guy competes his tail off. And Anais, wish we could got him in a little earlier. We did with some of the veterans in the big game, and wish we got to get Anais in this mix. Anais has got to play. I've said that from day one, and that's my fault. We got to get him in there more and keep him playing and keep him in the normal rotation with what we're doing.
Second row, right.
Coach, when you have a schedule like what you have, how difficult is it to kind of keep guys focused? Because there was so much talk about the 4 games, the 3 road games and the Alabama game. How hard is it to keep them focused through all 12?
Well, I don't think it's very hard at all. We just got to play better. And like I said before, going into this, I thought Auburn was as good as any of those teams. I did going in. I mean, I remember we played them last year. I knew what kind of players they have on defense and offense and things coming back. I knew that would be, to me, they're the same caliber football team and always have been. So I don't think it's focused. We just got to learn to play better and rise to those situations. And I got to do a better job as a coach.
Coach back behind the lights, Daryl.
Coach, you talked about missing a couple of field goals. It ends up being a really big, as you look at the ball game now.
All the opportunities, whether it was an overthrow, a drop, a jump off sides on the one, a missed field. I mean, did we not fit a play and give them a run? I mean, those are obvious point things, but there's other things that could have got points for us on offense and defense too. It's not just any of that. I mean, that was just one of the things that we didn't do as good a job on. We didn't do it, and we have, we've been perfect all year in that, and we just got to get better and do what we got to do.
To the right, Travis, and then Olin to the left.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Defensively, a lot of misdirections and stuff kind of had the defense in fits. Was that mostly eye violations or is it a schematic thing?
I think schematic. I mean, they do a good job. They did a couple things we hadn't seen, and then we adjusted to those and got those settled down. But that's what they do on offense. I mean, that's their game and where they did. Like I say, yardage-wise, it wasn't drastic, but it was just key drives that they matched a bunch of plays together. And I think that's what we got to do better on offense. We're moving and doing things. We got to match more consistent plays together at times to finish drives and get more points than just the yards. And I think they did a good job of that today.
To the left, Olin, and then down front, Zach.
Yeah, Jimbo, you said I'll get it right. What is that going to take, and would that include perhaps any changes in the lineup? Do you think?
Look, we'll evaluate everything, what we're doing, how we're doing it, who's doing it, the way it's done, and we'll make those changes. Those kids are playing hard, and we'll look at it, and we'll explain to them what the issues are and what we think, and we'll work together to solve them up. I try to look at the film and those things. I don't want to make anything of that. But that goes on every week. Whether you win or lose, it's the same way we come back at it. We just got to keep the urgency and get better.
Front row left, Zach. Time for a couple more.
Jimbo, overall, how did you feel Kellen performed today?
Well, like I said before, I mean, I'll look at the film. There's some really good moments, and there's some plays I wish we could have made earlier in the game. There's some opportunities I see, but until I see the film, it's hard to judge. And what he saw from what you see at the sideline compared to what you see from quarterback position and what's going on in the field, it's hard. I mean, but he kept us in the game as far as his competitive nature, making plays, got us down to where we had a chance with one score and got back and made some touchdown throws and played in the game. But obviously we need to play better, and we'll all say that. But I don't want to make any rash judgments until I watch the film. But he competed very hard in the game. But obviously there's plays we'd love to have back.
To the right, Gabe, and then Rich, you'll wrap us up.
It seems like your two big games when it looks like you're down out a little bit. Jamon Osmond's trying to will you there. And can you have a health update on him? And could you just speak to how well?
I don't know with the health update. It didn't seem like anything. He got injured. I don't know the severity of it. But Oz has been that way in practice every day. Oz has had a tremendous camp. He's been a tremendous leader. His why he's a captain. He just does all the things the right way, competes his tail off and plays his butt off, and have nothing but tremendous things to say about Oz and what he's doing and how he's doing it. I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't